Hey, what's up everybody, Noob here. Been a while, but here's a siege guide for Twitch. So, let's get straight into our loadout. Our three primary weapons consist of the FAMAS, the 417 and the SG-CQB. To be quite honest, there's no competition here, you'll probably want to take Twitch's FAMAS. It has the highest fire rate of every gun in the game, bar the SMG-11, and has a consistent recoil pattern that is very easy to manage once you learn it. It also has 30 bullets in the mag. On the FAMAS, I personally use an ACOG sight, the muzzle brake, the grip, and no laser sight. Although you could use a laser sight as you'll probably be playing with her very aggressively, and the laser sight would help you get a few hipfire kills from people rounding the corner if you're not prepared to aim down sight. If you want to bring the 417 though, I'd recommend an ACOG sight, the grip, and a flash hider or muzzle brake. That's down to preference, as you'll probably be keeping your distance with that DMR. Then for me, I put on my usual shotgun attachments of the reflex sight, the laser, and a grip if it's available. Now for our sidearms, you have a choice between the P9 and the Magnum. I prefer taking the P9 as it has a lot more bullets in the mag, and personally I don't really like the Magnum all too much, although it is a good pistol. I use the muzzle brake on the P9 as well to help with the recoil. Twitch's gadgets are now breaching charges on the Claymore as opposed to breaching charges and stuns. If you're playing solo, either is a good pick, but as usual, try to coordinate with your team between rounds to give you the best possible breach. To round it all off, Twitch is a 2-speed, 2-armor operator, making her very versatile and flexible in the game. So with the last mid-season reinforcements, Twitch changed slightly. Her gadget was given an upgrade and a nerf at the same time. Now, Twitch can now bring 2 shock drones with her to destroy enemy gadgets or kill down players. The drone was buffed as she can now bring 2 of them as opposed to 1, and that gives you a total of 30 taser charges. Twitch can even use one of these drones during the prep phase to take out cameras before you even spawn in, which is exceptionally handy, as well as taking out gadgets that are put down really early in the rounds. The drone's speed was also increased to match the speed of the regular drones, as well as the taser's range. It has been slightly increased. The big red light on the drone was also removed, helping the drone stay hidden under cover as it is unable to jump and remains on the floor. Another advantage of having these 2 shock drones is that Twitch can deploy them separately and switch between them at any stage. However, here's the nerf. Only Twitch has access to her drone's cameras. Before, Twitch had a total of 3 drones, 2 regular drones and her single shock drone. Personally, I liked having the 3 drones as you had an extra chance to gather valuable information, and you could even use the regular drone to scout ahead of your shock drone to make sure it was safe to send it in. Because once it was gone, and Twitch just became a gun. I cannot stress enough how important it is to keep your drones alive. Make sure you can get the gadgets such as mutes, jammers, or bandit batteries to breach a certain wall, but if you have a Thatcher, let him do it. Drones will prove to be invaluable in the late game as opposed to the early game. The information they can provide is astounding, as well as using them, to kind of like poke and prod the enemy. Now what I mean by this is coordinate with your teammates in a push by tasing dug-in defenders and distracting them so your team can peek them when they are focused on the drone trying to shoot you. The best method for doing this is staying under the feet of the enemy, as it forces them to look down and constantly spin to try and get you. Also, take advantage of drone tunnels. These are invaluable to the shock drone's mobility since it cannot jump like a regular drone. Also, keep in mind that the shock drone is larger than the regular drone, meaning it has a larger hitbox. The best way to move as a shock drone is to avoid going in a straight line. You'll just lose your drone instantly, people will very easily pick it off. Now, with the shock drone pretty much covered, let's move on to the playstyle. For me, I like to play Twitch as like an aggressive support operator. This normally means I take out as many cameras as possible in the prep phase along with the gadgets and keep my drone alive. I don't usually hunt roamers, and this is where claymores come in handy for me, but instead I focus on the objective room. I will drone it out and either displace enemies with my shock drone by tasing them for my team to peek them if we have a Blackbeard watching a window, or I will use the knowledge I gain from the drone to peek the operators and rush them. This kind of tactic works best with the FAMAS, even though I have seen people use the 417 effectively. I just have a lot more experience with the FAMAS. If you will be playing a more passive support role, then the FAMAS is still a great choice for a weapon, especially if you lose your 2 drones. But if you will be staying away from the objective and keeping your distance, then the 417 might be a good choice for you. It's a DMR, has 10 bullets in the mag, hits pretty hard, and it can become a very effective sniper in the right hands. As a supporting player, your drones become even more important. This is especially true should Thatcher die before being able to breach, or he just wasn't picked. If this happens, do not risk your drones dying. Get in, destroy the gadgets such as the jammers or the batteries, and get out. Should you lose both of your shock drones though, you will need to switch into the more aggressive role since you just become a gun. Now, with Twitch being a 2-armor, 2-speed operator, this makes her very versatile for being aggressive, and while she is not on the front lines ahead of any shields like Blitz and Montaigne, she will be right behind them to support them. While Twitch is versatile all around, you still do not want to engage in 1v1s where you have the disadvantage. While you can still come out on top, you still run a high risk of taking a lot of unnecessary damage or dying. Just play smart with the chosen gun and you should come out on top of most situations. Just before we wrap up here though, did you know you can use the shock drone to shock yourself as well as your team? Why would you do that though? Well, it's this thing called resetting. It's the safest way you can reset yourself or a teammate who has low health other than jumping off a building. Now what that means is you will just put your teammate down and you will revive them with 50 health, which is exceptionally handy, especially if they only have 10 health or anything. It just gives them the chance to be able to take another bullet and maybe get another shot off to get that kill. Now, with the shock drone, you won't kill them as long as they haven't gone down before. If they've gone down before, then they will just die instantly. And it is just a lot safer option to use the shock drone rather than shooting them in the foot with the pistol, as it doesn't always work. You know, it's just a little precaution and a tip you might find useful in the future. Anyway, I'm pretty sure I've covered everything I can think of for Twitch, so thanks for watching, and I hope it helps you out in the future. If you guys enjoyed the video, then consider enlisting yourself into Nooblets, and I will hopefully see you all in the next video, alright? Toodles.
Drop it.